Parliament didn't just debate immigration, it detonated it. Numbers were thrown like weapons, accusations hit harder than answers, and the entire chamber turned into a political war zone in real time. And then Pierre Poilievre stepped in and pushed the most explosive immigration claim Canada has heard in years. What followed wasn't a discussion. It was a full-blown collapse of control inside Parliament. Poilievre claimed massive gaps in Canada's immigration system, tens of thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands unaccounted for, while Trudeau fired back, calling it political fear-mongering and defending the entire structure of the system. But the moment Poilievre doubled down, everything shifted. Suddenly, this wasn't just about immigration numbers anymore. It was about trust, data, and whether the government even knows who is staying in the country. And once that question was on the table, nobody in that room was safe from it.
Weak answer from a weak leader, Mr. Speaker. The reality is he says that people just voluntarily leave when their permits and visas are up. But his minister admitted this week that that is impossible to prove because they don't keep track. And the closest thing they could get to an answer was their department saying estimates from academic sources range from between 20,000 and 500,000 persons, although there may be more. We're talking about people who should not be in our country. So once again, what is the plan?
Plan just a few weeks ago that talks about how we're going to make sure that our immigration numbers allow for our economy to catch up, for our home building to catch up. We have a strong and robust immigration system that has delivered for Canadians over decades now. And the fact that the Leader of the Opposition continually throws up his hands to say that Canada is broken is talking down not just our institutions, but Canadians themselves. Canadians are optimistic and ambitious about the future. That's why we continue to invest in them. His answer is cuts to services, cuts to benefits, cuts to Canadians.
What we just witnessed inside Parliament was not a normal policy debate. It unfolded more like a chain reaction of political pressure, where immigration numbers, economic fears, and electoral accusations all collided in real time. At the center of the exchange, Pierre Poilievre pushed a hard message about immigration control, referencing internal estimates suggesting tens of thousands, possibly even hundreds of thousands of people who may not be properly accounted for in Canada's system. He escalated the issue further by claiming that millions more could be expected to leave within a short time frame. The framing was direct and confrontational, built around one central question: what is the government actually doing to control it? Prime Minister Trudeau's response focused on procedure and stability. He emphasized that visa systems already have built-in return mechanisms, and that most people comply with those rules. Instead of directly engaging with the numbers presented, he shifted the argument toward defending Canada's immigration structure and accusing the opposition of undermining national confidence for political gain. That immediately reframed the debate from enforcement into trust in institutions. But the tension did not stop there. Poilievre came back harder, challenging the idea that compliance is actually tracked or verified in any reliable way. He pointed to what he described as uncertainty in government data, suggesting that even officials cannot clearly confirm how many individuals remain beyond their legal status. This is where the debate shifted from general immigration policy into something more politically explosive: accountability and data transparency. Trudeau's counterattack moved away from immigration enforcement entirely and focused on economic messaging. He argued that Canada's immigration system is designed to support labor markets, housing growth, and long-term stability. Instead of engaging with deportation framing, he positioned the opposition's stance as negative and destabilizing, claiming it undermines public confidence and distracts from economic recovery. That pattern repeated again in the later exchanges. When electoral reform was raised, the discussion shifted from immigration to political credibility. Accusations of broken promises and partisan tactics entered the frame, while the Prime Minister redirected attention toward immediate economic concerns and parliamentary cooperation. The same strategy appeared again: avoid the specific accusation, and move the focus toward broader national priorities. On social policy questions involving seniors, disability support, and affordability, the debate became even more layered. Opposition voices highlighted cost of living pressure and questioned whether government support programs were sufficient. The Prime Minister responded by defending existing benefit expansions while simultaneously criticizing opposition parties for blocking or undermining worker-focused measures. Across every segment, a consistent pattern emerged. No side stayed on one issue for long. Every question triggered a shift. Immigration turned into trust in data, data turned into political credibility, credibility turned into economic responsibility. Instead of resolution, each exchange escalated into the next layer of political conflict, and that is what makes this hearing significant. It was not just about immigration numbers or policy disagreements. It became a broader struggle over narrative control. Whether Canada is facing a structural immigration problem or whether it is facing a political fight over how that problem is being described. What remains unanswered is not just the numbers themselves, but which version of reality Parliament is actually operating from, and whether any side is willing to directly address the gaps in what is known versus what is being claimed.